Well, welcome back to the morning run. It's Tebow time, and there is nothing wrong with that, writes our next guest. Richard Justice from MLB.com joins us right now and writes a fantastic article for the site about what Tebow mania means right now for a guy who was a former football star fulfilling another dream, which is exactly what he's trying to do. Richard, good morning. How are you this morning?
I'm good. How are you guys?
Good.
Great.
Really fascinated by your piece and love the positivity in it, honestly, because I have to say that early on I was a naysayer and I was in that group of haters, and I've come around, as I'm sure a lot of people that you've talked to have, and I've become actually very interested and curious as to what he's going to do and almost rooting for him. Now listen, I know at the expense of other guys who might fill that spot, but we'll get to that in a minute. What is the excitement level like, though, for not only Mets players but Mets fans that Tim Tebow is making his Grapefruit League debut?
Well, this is back in his comfort zone. This is where he won 2 national championships and a Heisman Trophy. He's not that far from Gainesville, Florida. And we saw it in the instructional league. I mean, it created a buzz around the Mets, sold some merchandise. And I think the other part of it is what you see from the Mets today, from Michael Conforto and guys like that. There's a curiosity and an appreciation for him. They said he has worked hard to fit in. And I think they just want to see, like, can you go from playing at the highest level in one sport to competing in the hardest sport in the world? I mean, you know, he looked overmatched at times in the Arizona Fall League. The odds are he's not going to make it, you know, but most prospects do not make it. I mean, that's why if a team drafts 50 guys and gets 2 players out of it, they consider that a really good draft. But, you know, I just think when you bring some interest to the sport and when you're watching a guy who's played at the highest level risk embarrassing himself to pursue a dream, I think that's good. I speak as one who followed Michael Jordan in 1994 around places like Chattanooga, and I thought it was fantastic. And I think the players liked it, the fans liked it, just to see, can the greatest basketball player in the world compete at this level? He hit 202 in Double-A, and when you think about it, that sounds like, oh, he failed. You think about a guy going from one sport to hit 202 in Double-A, where you're competing against pretty good players. That's remarkable. And his manager, Michael's manager for Birmingham, was a guy named Terry Francona. I don't know whatever happened to him. But you ask Terry Francona about Michael today, and he will say, what do you want to know? I love him. I love everything about him. I love what he brought to the sport. And I love the fact that he had the guts to try. And that's what I feel about Tim Tebow.
What are you hearing from Mets skipper Terry Collins as well as hitting coach Kevin Long about Tebow's adjustments and if he has actually improved from the Arizona Fall League?
Well, we're going to know today. Look, this is not the best guy to throw him out there against. Rick Porcello is not just the American League Cy Young Award winner. He's a guy that throws 4 or 5 pitches. He can make his fastball basically sing and dance. So, in spring training, you're normally going out there working on things, just trying to get your pitches in. I hope Rick Porcello doesn't have any gamesmanship in him, because he can make the best hitters in the world look foolish. But it'll be interesting. Just see, I see Tim's going to hit 8th today in the Mets lineup, and we'll just see. I don't know that we can tell what adjustments he's made. I don't think Terry Collins and those guys know just yet. What we saw in the Fall League, the Arizona Fall League, was that when in batting practice he showed occasional power. In the games, when guys would go fastball, changeup, blah blah blah, he really struggled at times. But you know, that's to be expected. The bottom line to me is, here's a guy trying, and he has a name that allows him this opportunity to try. And I want to say, you talk about, would anybody get this shot? Every team holds these open tryout camps every day. I mean, I know scouts that say, yeah, I held a tryout camp yesterday, and a 40-year-old insurance salesman showed up in Florsheim shoes, and, I gave him a chance. So this is part of that dreams can come true thing we love about sports.